bite, feel the vibe. Sunny Munch got that taste you can't deny. Popping flavors, light and bold. Every seed's a story told. Sunny Munch, snack it up. Crunching all day, never get enough. Savory, salty, sweet delight. One more handful feels so right. Pocket size, keep them close, anytime snack. Road trip, game night, never looking back. Natural goodness, every seed. Sunny Munch is all you need. Sunny Munch, snack it up. Crunching all day, never get enough. Savory, salty, sweet delight. One more handful feels so right. Munch it, love it, pass it round. Sunny Munch, the best in town. So right, take a bite, feel the vibe. Sunny Munch got that taste you can't deny. Popping flavors, light and bold. Every seed's a story told. Sunny Munch, snack it up. Crunching all day, never get enough. Savory, salty, sweet.
All right. Good evening, you guys. How are you guys doing? Please mute any noise in the back. All muted noise. Thank you very much, sir. Ma'ams. Thank you guys for hanging out with us here on the Can We Be Frank show. I know it's been a while since you guys actually see me. I haven't changed, okay? So tonight is going to be a good show, hopefully. Make sure, can you guys do me a favor and make sure you can hear me? One of you guys who's in the panel, make sure you guys can hear me. Let me go over here. Okay, let me go over here. There we go.
Sound fine. You told us to mute.
Okay. Great. Thank you. All right. Okay. So we're going to touch on some stuff. Hold up. I'm just trying to do something. Make sure she gets the message. There we go. Okay. So we're going to have a special guest tonight. Her name is MS.CARLETTE Johnson. Okay, I know you guys, I don't know if you're familiar with the shooting that happened last Wednesday, around 10 o'clock. I think it was like 10 o'clock. So a shooting happened, and it was Mrs. Johnson's son who got shot. He's not from here. He's from New Iberia, but he was down here. And they shot him in two different places. They shot him in his chest and in his abdomen. So we're going to be speaking with her to get some insight, to get more information about what she has. They have actually kind of not allowed her to have information that she needs as a mother. Okay. This was involving an APD officer who did the shooting. And I know you guys noticed that it's been very quiet. The only article, actually, let's see here. The only article that actually talked about it, real quick here, it just says that a man got shot by APD. And as you know, Urbancast was the one who gave this information out. And according to what they said, it says, I'm sorry, I got the date wrong.
We also provided the information.
Okay, KLBT, but I'm just going to do this quickly right here. This was March the 20th and not the 19th, sorry. It says Louisiana State Police are investigating after an Alexandria police officer shot a man on Willow Glen Street. The shooting happened near 3rd Street at approximately 10:06. Oh, it happened on the 19th. I was correct. I'm sorry. LSP detectives responded to the scene after APD requested an independent investigation. Now, you guys already know whenever there's an independent investigation and they want, something did not go right. Come on now. Come on, y'all. Y'all know that's how it works, right? Authorities have confirmed that one person was shot and taken to a local hospital. No officers were injured. And they said the shooting near Willow Glen intersection around 10:20. Officials have not released details on what led to the shooting. APD has not has yet to issue a statement, as any public information must be approved by the mayor's administration. LSP urges anyone with relevant information, pictures, or video to come forward. Reports can be made anonymously through the Louisiana State Police online reporting system. Now, okay, there she go. Hello, Miss Johnson. Let me get her on here. Hello, Miss Johnson.
Hello, how you doing?
Hey, how are you?
I'm blessed. Hanging in
Great,
there.
great. Can you speak up for me, please? Let me make sure I got
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Shirley Kate. I'm
There,
sorry.
there we go. Um, so welcome to the Can We Be Frank show. Here on Universe Collective Network, we have a panel and we're going to be asking some questions. Matter of fact, I was just reading the article that you had sent me, and come to find out, KLB also did one, but I just went by the one that you sent me. Miss Johnson, first of all, how are you doing tonight?
Hanging in there. I'm hanging in there.
Okay. So, let's start with you telling us what you can tell us right now so far, what has happened up from the time that this incident took place up till now.
Okay, on Wednesday evening at about 5:45, I received a phone call from a detective who said he was from the state department of the Louisiana State Police, which is the state troopers. I'm suspecting that that's what he was talking about. So he said he asked me if I was Carlette Johnson. I told him yes, I identified myself. He asked me if Stevie Vital was my son. I said, yes, that is my son. He said, do you know your son is in a hospital? I was like, whoa, what? He said, yeah, your son is in a hospital. He's in ICU. I was like, what happened? Like, and he was like, your son was shot. Your son came in contact, is what he said, with an officer. He said, and there was a little confrontation, and your son was shot. He was shot twice. He said, your son was shot once in the abdomen and once in the chest. I said, whoa. I said, in the abdomen and the chest. I said, abdomen, I said, but the chest, that's a kill shot. And he didn't answer. He didn't say anything. So I said, oh my God. I was like, he said, are you okay? I said, wait, I need a moment. I need to do two things. I said, I need to process this. I said, and I need to call on God. And he said, okay. I said, okay. I said, so like, what's going on? Like, and he was like, it's not much I could tell you. I can't tell you anything. Perhaps he said, but he's at the hospital and I'll give you the name of the hospital. And then he gave me the name of the hospital. Then he said, matter of fact, I could get you the number to the hospital. I said, okay. And he gave me the number to the hospital. And he was like, anything else you need, just, contact me. I was like, okay. And I was in a state of shock. I was. I just couldn't believe what I just heard, So I got off the phone with him and I immediately called the hospital. Upon calling the hospital, I spoke to a nurse. She wanted to know how I got the information I got from her, which was this. When I called the hospital, this is what I told the nurse. I said, how you doing? I said, my name is Mrs. Johnson. My name is Carlette Johnson. I said, I'm calling about my son who was shot twice, once in the abdomen and once in the chest. He was shot by a police officer out there. I said, and I was calling to check on his condition. They told me he's in ICU. That's why I called this department. And she said, wait, what? I said, what is your name? She said, my name is Brooke. I said, she said, what? She said, who told you this? I said, the officer did. I said, I have clearance from this sergeant. He called me and told me this. And she's like, wait a minute. Wait, he told you too much information. Hold on. And then she left the phone, put me on hold, left the phone. And then she came back to the phone and she was like, he told you too much information already, because your son is up here as if he's non-existent. Okay. But let me rewind this, go back a little bit further back. Let me go back to what the detective told me when he called me. He said, we had a hard time finding you because your son didn't identify himself. We had a hard time finding out who your son was until we used his fingerprints. That's how we actually found out who he was. So they had no idea who he was until they fingerprinted him when they took him, I guess, into surgery. He said, we had to get his fingerprints in order for us to know who he was. We had no idea. We had a hard time finding you. We had a hard time finding anybody. We had a hard time finding out who he was.
Mhm.
is what the police officer told me. So to go back to with the girl comes back and she said, "Let me call you back because he's not up here, as it's like he's non-existent. You go into the system, it's like he's non-existent. It's like he's not even here. He's supposed to be, it's like he's not even here." And I was like, okay. So she said, "Well, I'm gonna give you a code and only you're gonna have it." I was like, okay, that's what the officer told me, that I would get a 4-digit code and only me could call up there. She was like, "He told you that?" I said, "Yes." So she was like, okay. So then she calls me back at 6:35, and she's like, "I'm calling you to update you on your son, and he's been shot twice. Yeah, once you said in the abdomen and once in the chest, and one of the bullets went clean through, which was in the abdomen, and it tore up a couple of things, but they were able to go in and repair it. And the bullet in the chest, they didn't remove it. One of the bullets that she said, like in the chest, wouldn't be removed, because it would be too detrimental to his health or whatever for them to remove the bullet. So they just figure that it would stay there. If it's not home and anything, it didn't hurt anything or whatever." And she was like, "Okay." So they decided that that was the decision it was gonna make. She said, I say, "So is he alert?" "Oh, I can't give you that information." I say, "Is he up?" I could tell you that he was like cold. He needed a blanket, but I still didn't know if my son was verbal, if he had a tube in his mouth, or if he was in a coma. She just said that. When I asked her, I said, "So did he ask for a blanket?" She said, "I can't tell you that." It's like she couldn't tell me anything. She was like, "He's just not talking." That's what she said.
Mhm.
And so that's about it. And then today, I wound up calling up there today to the officer because I was wondering why it was still, I could not see my son. I called back again Friday. I spoke to another nurse. Her name was Tiffany. She wouldn't give me no information. All I could tell you is he's still alive and he's still up here.
Mm, mm, mm.
That's all she tell me. Saturday when I called, same thing. All I could tell you is he's still alive and he's still up here. Sunday, I called Sunday. The phone just rang like nobody was there.
Mhm.
Just ring, 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 ring. Okay. And then today, I wound up calling the sergeant today. And he gave me a little information, which was a little bit more than what they gave me. He was like, he's up, he's alert. I can't give you much information. It's hardly anything I could tell you, and he just, I wish I could tell you more, but so I did ask. I said, how long, the investigation would go on, or when would they wrap up the investigation, or I wanted to see my son. He was like, "Well, he's in custody, over there at the hospital." And he was like, I said, "I have a question for you, because you said I could ask you anything." He was like, "Okay, go ahead." I said, "Was the police officer body cams on?" And he was like, "I can't answer that because it would be a big mess. So I can't answer that. I can't give you that information." I was like, "Okay,
Mm.
okay, fine." And he was like, I said, "I'm patient." Okay. And that's about it.
Okay. Okay. So my question is, and you wouldn't know this because you're not here. My question is, why were they chasing him in the first place? What was the reason? What gave them the mindset to go after him? What tweaked them, in my this I'm using the word tweak. What tweaked them to go after him? I mean, you know what I'm saying? If
Yeah,
I'm
I
walking
understand.
down the street, you know what I'm saying, and then all of a sudden police coming at me, I'm gonna be like, what the hell? You know?
Exactly. Exactly. So because I'm not a resident out there,
Yeah.
I was my kids and I immediately went into let's find out and let's get down to the bottom of this. And so we were like, come on, anybody we could find and anything we could find, let's find it. And so my daughter ran across the a video that was live. And
Okay.
the life we were trying to contact this, we got in contact with the girl, and she was like she would help us,
Mm-hmm.
try to find out as much as we can.
Mm-hmm.
And then she wound up confiding and calling me and telling me that there were some guys that had a food truck out there, and she would go and try to see if They were out there at night,
Mhm.
and she said that she had passed around there and did the video, and she had seen how they were looking on the ground, and all kind of stuff, looking, on the ground for stuff. And she said she had like heard some people saying, or an officer saying to someone that he was just a homeless man, an older homeless man. You understand?
Oh, so they didn't even know who he was, period.
No, the detective told me himself. They had no idea who he was. They only found out who he was through fingerprint. Once he was down
Wow.
under for them to do surgery.
Yeah. 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 Wow.
They had
Wow.
no idea who he was.
Wow. So someone says anytime they engage with someone, the body cam is supposed to be on. That's the law. Exactly. So my thing is with the detective or whoever the officer you were talking to saying that would be a big mess. That's because something happened. Because it shouldn't be a big mess. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
It
yes,
should be a
yes.
point where it's saying, okay, we once we get with somebody, we'll get you that information. It shouldn't have been
Exactly.
all that so that
Exactly.
you guys can see, the family can see what took place, so you know
Ex-
what's going on. So
yes, ma'am.
it's under investigation because something did not go right. That's why it's under investigation. Because if it was something that needed, say he was he tried to shoot at them. Say he had a weapon and he tried to shoot at them. Think about it like that. And
Correct.
then they shot him. But if he didn't have a weapon, of course, there's going to be some questions asked. Of
Correct.
course, we're going to find this out and we're going to find that out because now it's time for them to paint a picture of this quote unquote criminal. Okay.
Correct. Yes.
They got to paint that picture, but it still
Exactly.
doesn't justify them shooting him if he hadn't committed a crime in Alexander, in the city of,
Exactly.
I call it town of Alexander now. So, what was the reason for this officer to, whether he was he struggling to try to pull his gun? Because, okay, so say there was a tussle. Was he trying to get his gun off of him? You know what I'm saying?
I
So,
understand.
without them telling you guys what's going on, I mean, I understand they got to do their job and everything, but they should be able to at least give you something to go by. You already told me I can't see him, so I'm not feeling well about that. So give me something that I can like hold on to hope that something can happen. That
Exactly.
that this can be passed. And I know she doesn't, Miss Johnson doesn't live here in Alexandria. She actually lives in New Iberia. She is going to be coming here
Yes,
soon.
ma'am.
But I get what you're saying. If they're not going to let you see him being here, that's money because you got to stay somewhere, right?
Yes,
Uh,
ma'am.
and the driving back and forth ain't always the answer. So you definitely need to be able to get the information you need and move on and go and do what you got to do. But
Yes,
because
ma'am.
you're in limbo, in a sense, because they're not allowing you to get the information you need. Um, on our end, we're gonna try and get what we can get. But I know you guys probably don't know who Miss Johnson is because I didn't know till she told me. There was a Miss Johnson. Tell us who your brother is.
My brother' name is James Vital. He was wrongfully convicted in the 16th judicial court system in Iberia Parish in 1985 was
Mm-hmm.
when he was convicted. And he spent 60, well, I'm sorry, he was convicted and sentenced to 66 years in prison and spent 33 years of his life in prison, wrongfully convicted. So my sister-in-law and I, her name is Gwendolyn Robinson, we formed our organization, a nonprofit organization in his name, I'm sorry. And we started working with people like Centennial Ministry and the Innocence Project out of New Orleans with
Mm-hmm.
Vanessa Proctor, and we connected with them. And to be honest with you, we actually put his story out on the internet so everybody who could see, his innocence. We was eager to prove, his innocence, and they contacted us.
Mm-hmm.
They actually contacted us and said that they had read his story and we had sent it in, and that they wanted to start working on his case. So I for 10 years, I worked, you know, sweat, blood, tears, is trying to, get this on the road. And, it just so happened that, we didn't achieve around Hurricane Katrina was the due date for my brother to go to court out here in the 16th judicial court system. And everybody had flooded out in New Orleans. So it messed up our court date for us to be able to get him out. But his due date for him to be released came up before we could try to, have him released on proving his innocence. He wound up having to do they kept on pushing the court date back, is what they kept doing, and when Katrina came, it made it even worse. So his release date wound up coming up before we could have him back in court to prove his innocence. But thank you, Jesus, he's home. He's doing well.
So he was not out. So you guys couldn't prove his innocence with the information
Yes.
y'all had.
Yeah, we had all the information to prove his innocence. We were back in court. We had a court date, and Hurricane Katrina hit, so they had to back his court date up. And then from there, they kept backing it, but his release date was near. So we were trying as much as we could to get him in a court system before his release date.
Yeah, got you.
You see,
Got you. So they can get that off his record.
exactly.
So, boy, that reminds me so much of all the other cases in the state of
Yes,
Louisiana that they do when it comes
yes,
to wrongful convictions. Man, but
yes,
it is a blessing that he's out, even though
yes,
he has that hanging over his head.
yes,
Um,
ma'am.
that's all right. He's home.
Thanks.
So when we look at this dynamics of how these things happen, it's just amazing. And with what happened with the Alexandria Police Department, because we to say who it was that did the shooting, they do need to be talking to you. And I
I
know that to jump up and protect their officer, because that's what they always do. They're going to protect their officer, okay, and say, well, we got him. They're not going to say what, and it's, believe me, there's going to be a lie that's going to come up because they got to justify the shooting. They shot him twice, not once. They shot him twice.
yes.
So if you hit him once, there's no need for you to shoot him again, especially if you shot him in the abdomen the first time. And then plus, if he didn't have a weapon, did he have anything on him? Was he armed? Anything? Did he have
Not
anything?
not from what I gathered thus far.
Uh-huh.
Um, like I said, people. I was in contact with this young lady, who had went live, and she contacted me back. And from what I can understand, he didn't have anything on him. There was another guy who had walked up to the store, and he said that there was a lady past talking, and he wound up stopping and talking to her. And he said that he heard the lady was talking to him and telling him that she saw, that they were brushing up on him, like they stopped him, and he was like, why are y'all harassing me or whatever. And then she said it was like they was trying to rough him up, and he broke to run. And she said it was like she saw when the officer, she heard two shots when the officer fired the shot. She said, but it was from the fact that looked like he didn't want to get on the ground, as the officer was saying, comply to get on the ground. She said, but looked like he was telling them, like, why are y'all harassing me or whatever? Why should I get on the ground? Why are y'all harassing me? So that's the reason, from my understanding, but the lady said she's seen he didn't have anything on him.
And we also, and you guys don't know this, but me, Miss Johnson, I talked with the girlfriend, and the girlfriend basically said the same thing. She said she sent him to the store. He was just going to the store, and he was
Yeah.
supposed to be coming right back. And she was wondering why he didn't come right back. And that's when she heard that something had happened. So what is the, I don't understand. And then they won't let her go up there and see him either, because we know she's not a family member, so they're not going to let her go up there to see him either.
No.
So it's crazy. It is so crazy.
Yeah.
that, and hopefully they don't drag their feet, but I doubt it because a shooting happened and it takes a little bit longer to do their so-called quote unquote investigation. Um,
Yes.
especially if they shot him and he was unarmed. So let's put a perspective around that. Regardless of what happened, if he didn't have anything on him, there was no need for them to shoot him. He
I
didn't
even, I
them.
even, I even was wondering. I'm like, okay, so what happened to tasing someone? You know, when they
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
comply or
yeah.
whatever. What happened to tasing someone
Yeah,
first?
yeah, yeah. So if he didn't comply, okay, okay, he's still trying to figure out why you stopped me. First and foremost, you didn't see me do nothing. I didn't steal out the store. I didn't do anything. So why are you stopping me? And the thing is, that's what they should have been answering for. I mean, at that time, they should have been answering him that question instead of just going for it. And think about it. Most people gonna be like, wait a minute. Well, lots of people scared of the cops, but a smart, intelligent person is gonna say, hold up, wait a minute. What are you stopping me for? What did I do? What? And you didn't have no information on me, and then you forcing me to give you my name. I don't have to. Yeah, I don't have to give you my name. I don't have to. I'm not doing nothing. First of all, why are you stopping me? Then why are you asking me my name? I didn't do anything. You know, before you know it, I mean, think about it. And then when you realize who I am, you didn't even try to figure that out prior to that. Now, I was reading somebody's, when we were talking about that earlier about the ID, someone said they identified him through fingerprints. She said that's a lie. She said they found out through blood work. I'm sure, remember, y'all, he had surgery. They're going to test lab to see if he was HIV positive and so on, and ask for the video. She did. She asked for the video already. No, now she was told by an authority figure that they did take his fingerprints before he went to surgery. Now that's what they told her. So that's how they found out who he was, through his fingerprints. And she got that from the young man who she's been talking to, that's been connecting her here. So yeah. So good evening, sweetie. And let's see here. Okay, good evening. Oh, that was me. Okay, good evening. Me saying good evening again. Wow. Okay, so I have a panel. Is my panel here? Because I told you to be right.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So anybody have any questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Go ahead.
Why don't you contact Ed Crump, Benjamin Crump?
Because this just happened. So I mean, I don't know if
I will get him on it as soon as possible.
okay.
Just don't wait.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you wait, the more you're gonna put on him.
Yeah, because they're already trying to get him for resisting arrest. But the thing is, they're talking about shipping him back to New Iberia, I guess, when he gets well enough to ship him back. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But if so, go ahead.
But why would they ship him back? I want to know why they would ship him back, knowing the guy got 2 bullets in him and he didn't do anything. That's why, just that,
Mm-hmm.
she could get Ed Crump.
You mean Ben?
Ben Crump, I mean.
Yeah, she could probably contact his office to see if they can help. I mean,
yeah,
just to see if they can help.
I saw him on TV here not that long ago.
Yeah. Now y'all know what they trying to do with this new when you went to vote for 4 no's, right? Those amendments, right? One of those amendments will directly affect any outside lawyers. That's why they're telling everybody to vote no, because if they don't want any outside lawyers coming in. That's the deal. So that's why they're telling everybody to vote no on all four of them, because they're not benefiting. It's not going to benefit us. But that's one of them. They don't want any outside lawyers. They want to be able to discipline outside lawyers when they're taking care of business with residents of Louisiana. That's just a way to keep them away, scare them away, keep them saying, okay, I'm not coming, and work on it, because they do so much corruption here to it's pitiful. You know what I'm saying? They so corrupt.
I would get him beforehand. I would get him beforehand.
Yep.
And tell him what's going on, and let him start the investigation. And then if it goes through or if it don't go through, you still got him.
Yeah, you've had that information. Now, also we can what is the other guy name? There's another guy here that lives here too. That oh, that's right, Chris LaCour. That's right. You know, I forgot about him. So Miss Johnson, there is an attorney here. I don't know him personally, but we have been kind of paying attention to some of the cases that he's been doing. I'm gonna see if I can get his information, and I can give you that information, so that you might probably see if you can get him to see if he would be interested. Because my thing is, before they ship, somebody said they will ship him so they can cover up. They don't want their wrongdoing here. Yeah. Well, it's too late. They shot him here, so you can't. I mean, he didn't get shot anywhere else. He got shot down lower third, right? Yeah. So you can't run for that. That's something he can't run from. Whoever did it, they can't run from it.
I would get either Ed Crump or LaCour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gonna really suck it to him.
Yeah, if he comes, because I'm not.
You don't get to him.
No.
This guy called Silky Slim. What is, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about Silky Slim. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Always talking for him.
Okay.
You don't want to get being Crump to be him.
Have you heard of Silky Slim, Miss Johnson? She must be on mute. She's still there. Miss Johnson. She must be on mute. But I think she should know him. Yeah. 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 Okay, she went off. Let me see what happened. Let's see. Give me a second here. Okay. What she said. Okay. Yeah. Okay. She said it's good, but remember he's out of Marksville. It don't matter. That's good. It doesn't matter. Somebody said he's out of Marksville, but that's fine. As long as he has a Louisiana license, he can practice anywhere in Louisiana.
Who got a license in Marksville?
He is in Marksville. He's from Marksville.
LaCour?
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought he was from here. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But I thought he was from here.
Or
I tell her to get in touch with Ben Crump.
Well, if Mr. LaCour is here, I would start with him first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would start with him first. Yeah, he said they don't want the wrong. Okay, lost again. Yeah, and I think that's why they're so. They had no reason to mess with the young man. Yeah, that's right. And I think that's the reason why it's been such a big thing, because somebody was gun happy. Oh, there you go. There you go. Okay.
Hear me?
Sorry. There you go. Okay.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you good.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you
Okay,
great. Yeah, I can. I was asking, we were talking about his name is Christopher LaCour, or Chris LaCour. He's an attorney here. Let me see if yeah, his name is Chris LaCour.
Okay, I'm gonna write it down.
Okay. See if you can contact him. Okay. And see what he can help you with.
Yes.
And then Miss Agnes was talking about Ben Crump, but I would probably venture to kind of get somebody here first.
Yes, ma'am.
Then if they can't help you, then go to that. Or we could actually talk to both of them.
Do she know Silky Slim?
Oh yeah, that's the question. Do you know Silky Slim?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Because usually he's the contact here in Louisiana to get to Ben Crump. That's why.
Okay, Silky Slim is his name?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's from New Iberia.
He's from New Iberia, and he actually is an activist. Yeah.
Okay, I could find him then. If he's from New Iberia, Silky Slim, I could find him.
Yeah, exactly. So that would be just one way you can look at it from that standpoint. And finding out more about what's going on with your son. And it's good that that detective is talking to you and at least giving you something to go on.
Yes, ma'am.
Have you decided when you were going to come this way?
I was trying to get out there most likely Wednesday evening or maybe Thursday. Between those 2 days.
And see if you can go up to the hospital.
Yes, ma'am.
And let them know who you are. Now,
he explained to me today again, they're not going to let you see him. I was like, okay, well, if I can't see him, then let me go backtrack and see if I could backtrack and see what happened. Let me go do my own investigation and see if I could find out, let me go to where he was and see what's going on, talk to the person that owned the store, see if they had cameras around there for my reassurance. To know that if something happened to my son, then it was audio. If you want to alter your cameras or whatever you want to do with your cameras, let me make sure that I can see and have some closure if something bad happened to my son, that that everything was done decent and in order. You followed every protocol you were supposed to follow. If my son resisted and was a threat to you, for you to shoot him twice, which a chest shot is a kill shot if you're a police officer. Let me know that it's okay, that you have the rights to do what you did. You were in standards of doing what you had to do in order to keep yourself safe, because at the time you felt like my son was a threat to you. So that's why I was like, okay, let me go and just have some kind of comfort, that being that y'all refuse to let me see my son, y'all don't want to let me talk to my son, you're just saying that he's okay. Yeah, you say anything, I still have not put eyes on him, I still not heard his voice, I've never heard his voice. So the things you're telling me, how am I supposed to believe that?
That's right.
Yeah, that's right, because they they're good at lying and hiding stuff.
Yes, ma'am.
If you leave the hospital, go to the police department.
Yeah, you know what? And see, let me tell you what we have been doing. We have been campaigning. Our group has been campaigning for them to put cameras up. We have been campaigning for them to purchase cameras that will see everything that happened. So you don't have to directly go to the police to get footage that you need. You can actually get it yourself from the company that we were going to work with. And we've been telling them about cameras. Cameras are needed. But if I'm the one who's doing the wrong, of course I'm going to tell you we don't need cameras, because I'm the one who's doing all the wrong. You think about it. So if there was some cameras up around that store, you can guarantee you could have gotten a copy of that camera if it was the type of camera. It's a company called Project NOLA, and they're out of New Orleans. And they put cameras around the whole United States. They're all over the place. And their cameras catch a lot of people. So if I'm the police officer and I'm doing wrong, I don't want no cameras up. I'm not going to talk about no cameras. No, I don't want you to see what I'm doing. Because I guaranteed you would have had that information you needed now if there was those same very cameras we're talking about was already up on either on somebody's home that was close there or that store itself. You would have had that
And
information.
I have come to the conclusion by talking to this officer
Hmm.
that if my son actually did something really wrong, he would have came and convicted him by now and said, listen, this, that, and the other happened with your son, and that's the reason why he got shot.
Yeah,
He would
that's
have
what I find
revealed
out.
that to me
Yeah,
by now. He
yeah.
would have said,
So,
well, ma'am, he resisted arrest when the officer told him to get down and he reached in his pocket and, but we are doing our investigation. He would have gave me something to let
mhm,
me know that your son was wrong. That's the reason why he got shot. And
exactly.
I just feel by him saying today when I asked him about the body cam, it would be a mess. That's what he told me. So I was like, okay.
Or go for the mess.
Yeah, there
It's
you go.
good mess.
There you go. That's good mess. That's right. Go for the mess. So he trying to tell you not to request the
Don't
body
do
cam.
anything. That's why he calling you.
See,
Yeah.
I only asked him. I said, wasn't I have a question for you? I said, wasn't the officers having body, didn't they have body cams on?
Hmm.
And he was like, if I tell you that, it would crucially be a mess because then he would have this question and that question and this question and that question, and I just said, okay, I understand.
So I would
And
still request.
you're gentle with me. I'm gentle with you. You're not aggressive. That's fine. That's totally fine because the truth will come out.
Come
The
out.
corruption has to stop.
Exactly. Exactly. But I would definitely request. I would definitely request, regardless of what they're saying, I would request a copy of the body cam. I would do it.
And the police record the records that they
Even
have.
the incident report.
Incident report.
There,
Yeah.
I would ask for the body cam and the incident report because it had to be something had to be written up.
Somebody had to write something
They have
up.
to keep records of everything incidents they happen. So they should be able to give you that information. You can't say you're still working on it. Y'all got him already. He's in custody. What else you got to do? And
Yeah.
then you talk about extraditing him back to New Iberia before you need to extradite him. I need all this information.
And then this is the thing.
Hmm.
So if he did something wrong,
Hmm.
why aren't y'all charging him?
Yeah, yeah,
Where's his charges? Why aren't y'all charging him?
exactly.
He never said he was charging my son with anything.
Mm-mm. So
That's exactly why.
exactly. So we need to see if they charged him with anything. That's what we need to see, right? So if
Yes,
they charged him with something, it'll show.
yes,
Um,
ma'am.
but you're still trying to send him away. Let me see. Hold up. Okay. Okay. Well, they're saying resisting arrest. Somebody's asking me this also. Um, they would get him for resisting arrest if they was trying to charge him because they said he was combative. We know how that is when you combative with the police here, and they usually he's blessed. I'm gonna say this about your son.
Oh,
Your
yes,
son
ma'am.
is very much so blessed. There's a
That's
reason
right.
why he's still here. Okay,
That's right.
because I promise you, let me tell you something. Usually, something like that, somebody is not alive at the end.
Yes, ma'am. Oh,
Somebody
yes, ma'am.
will wind up alive. I'm gonna be honest with you because
Oh,
we have
yes, ma'am.
plenty of stories here where people have been unalived. I'm gonna use that word unalive like they do over on other show. Unalive because of the resisting of arrest. That guy was either gun happy, he was excited, or something. Because okay, so did they chase him when he took off or what? Because if he got shot in the front, right? He got shot in the
They must
front.
have been
Yes, ma'am. He said a chest shot. That's what he told me. He got shot in the chest. So if he's saying being shot in the chest, I'm figuring that my son was facing the officer when the officer. Now
yeah.
I asked him, was he shot close range or far away. He said he could not give me that information.
Yeah, something ain't right. Something ain't right.
Uh-huh.
Something don't.
Everything I asked him, he could not give me that information. It's under investigation, and as soon as I finished my investigation or we finished the investigation, this takes a while. And I was like, you got body cams. How long it take?
No, no
If
cap.
if it was a justified shooting, by
Mhm.
now you would be on the news saying that it officer involved shooting, he shot the man because this, that, and the other. That's how you would have been on the news. So you're
Yeah.
clearing your officer immediately.
Yep. Well, one thing here, in this area, the mayor, we have a love-hate relationship with with the mayor here in Alexandria. None of the police officers can do anything without his permission. He will not let them talk to anybody without his permission. So seeing if it's not gonna happen. It is not gonna happen with him at all. Because he don't allow him. Yes, go ahead.
This is the case of not black.
Yeah, walking while black.
You can't hurt me for nothing but nothing.
Yeah.
I don't have to do nothing.
Yep.
See, they think we just do stuff.
Yeah.
I show my ID. What I did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What did I do? Yeah.
And you know something else, Ned? We should have called the captain. Give him an idea.
They gun holes and they so you on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But if I do anything wrong, charge you on jail first.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
we will charge you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So this they said, and they get away with it so much. And you got to remember,
Mm-hmm.
the mayor don't want no information out unless he say so.
Yeah, that's the issue we have here.
Uh-huh.
We have a miniature Donald Trump as the mayor here. So nothing gets out unless he says it can get out. If he says they can't talk to anybody, they're not allowed to talk. So
But they have to talk to an attorney.
yeah, and see now let me tell y'all something else that just came to my mind. The police chief should have reached out to you too.
That's what I say, the captain.
Nobody. Matter of fact, the detective told me, he said, nobody called you. That's what he told me. He said, your son is in ICU. He said, nobody called you. I was like, no, no.
And by then, as he was already in ICU, they had already had his information. Remember now, so they knew who his. I promise you, your name is on some paperwork that he has in the system. So why didn't they immediately call him? They could have called him during the time he was in surgery, because guess what? They already had his fingerprints. So they could have got a hold of you right then and there. So you didn't find out till after he was in ICU, right?
Yes, ma'am. And the incident he told me happened Wednesday night at about 10 something, but he didn't
Yeah.
tell me the time. I had to go and do my own little background investigation with the girl to find out that the newspaper sent out an article, or they put it on whatever, that it happened at 10:06, and then they said they received a call of shots at 10:20. I don't know if that was the same incident or what, but from the clip I sent to you,
Yeah.
it was like, 10:06 it happened. But my phone call came like at about 5:45 that Thursday evening.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Day after.
Wait. So it happened that night and you didn't get a call till that next day?
Yes, ma'am. Till Thursday evening at about 5:45.
They was getting their story together.
Yeah. And he was like, nobody called you? I was like, no, like who was
By
supposed to
then,
call?
like I said, by then they had already done the fingerprints. So what was and they had all his information. Are you his home address?
Gave him surgery.
Yeah. Are you his home address, his main primary address?
No, I'm not. To be
Okay.
exact, he was, he has a daughter with another young lady, and
Okay.
her address was his home address. So, but I was like, if you pulled up his fingerprints and you knew who he was,
Mhm.
like you had so many contacts. I'm pretty sure, for my son,
And we
like,
got back to you eventually, either way it went. So
yeah,
what?
like you pull up his name. I'm pretty sure you went to his birth certificate and everything else, so you knew I was his mother.
Yeah, yeah.
You
That's what
know,
I'm saying. Yeah, isn't that something? Mm. That's so they get that story together.
that's
So when they did the surgery, okay, so true for content of surgery. So who gave them permission to do surgery on him?
nobody. I guess they had to do emergency surgery on him because he had internal bleeding. From my understanding,
Mm-hmm.
um, the young lady, I talked to her and she was like, I think the lady said that after they shot him, they actually handcuffed him. So I'm curious to find out when was the ambulance called for him, because the nurse told me, her name is Nurse Brooke, and I wrote it down. She said his lungs pulled up with blood, so his lungs collapsed on him. So you see, when they got him there, immediately they had to take him through surgery because he had a bullet wound to the abdomen and one to his chest. So apparently they didn't even have time to say, really, I guess, get his information or what and what. So they immediately had to take him into surgery because his lungs collapsed.
So okay, so when did they have time to take his fingerprint?
Must be after they put him under. You see, they would have to give him anesthesia.
Oh, in the ambulance. Say that again.
They would have to give him anesthesia.
Oh yeah, they only have one ambulance service here,
Wow.
so he could have died.
Yes, ma'am.
And like you said, so okay, so they took his fingerprints. They had plenty enough time to take his fingerprints when he was almost dying. Is that what you basically
Yes,
saying?
ma'am. That's when I think they got his fingerprints, because he was saying, "Oh, he refused to tell us who he was," and I'm like, "What? Oh, he refused to tell us who he was, and he wasn't saying anything." And I'm like, "You shot him in the chest.
Who was he
You who
going to say?
you think gonna be talking after I've received a bullet in my abdomen and
Yeah,
my chest? I'm bleeding to death. I'm in pain. I don't
yeah,
have time to tell you who I am. I
yeah.
just want you to save my life." I don't have time for you. Shouldn't be worried about who I am. You should be trying to save my life.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, okay. So you need to also find out. Somebody just came up with something. You still need to find out who gave them consent to operate on him. You
Yes,
still need
ma'am.
to find out who signed the paperwork, because somebody had to sign some paperwork in order for the for Rapides General to do surgery, some serious surgery like that. Oh yeah, somebody
Yes,
had to sign the paperwork. And if you were not allowed to see him and his girlfriend was not allowed, who signed the paperwork?
yes, ma'am. I'm writing it down.
His consent forms, because they're not going to let you do anything without them sign them forms. But if they had to do emergency surgery, I guess I don't know if the process is or the procedure is that they don't have to have anybody sign it, because we're trying to save his life.
I think that's what it is. I'm not sure, but I do have a friend that work in the medical field that I can ask about that. You
Okay,
know,
that's probably what took place. Okay. Um, huh? Yeah, he said they're gonna send you the bill. So they might not have your name, but they're gonna send you the bill.
I'm gonna send it right back to the officer that shot my son.
There you go. There you go. Let him pay for it. That's right. Because it was unnecessary. She said, right, something
Exactly.
ain't right about this story. Yeah, you're right, Miss Water Lily. Yep, it's something ain't right about this story. You're right. It ain't Adam.
He didn't shoot him in the back.
So
he shot him in the front.
So if they would, that's what I'm saying. So if he was, that's right, he was facing him. So was he trying to grab for his gun? I mean, what was he doing that he had to shoot him? You guys think of a scenario. Can anybody think of a scenario where they would have a need to shoot him in the front like
I
that.
don't understand. I'm still at a pause because I'm like, if you didn't have a time enough to pull your taser, your first instinct was to pull your gun.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
What threat did my son show you from the beginning, from the time you approach him, to
Mm-hmm.
make you feel like he was a threat to you and you're the one with a gun?
Yeah. Yeah.
So you couldn't pull your taser and said, if you move or you don't comply, I'll taser you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. You're right. You're right. You're right.
They could have tased him. They could have tased him instead of shooting him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna send you some information. Okay, okay, hold up. I think I no, that's not the person. Okay, hold up. Give me a second.
Can I ask what district did that take place in?
That was yeah, you can ask the district.
I'm asking you what district.
That was District 3.
Okay, so we need to get the council person for District 3,
Mm-hmm.
and whoever either one or both of the at-large people
Yeah.
involved. There shouldn't be this many questions this many days after an incident.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I also want to question the reason why they even stopped them in the first place. Did they have any what you would call articulated suspicion of him committing a crime? You can't just stop people because you want to. They have to either be in the act of a crime or being reported as a criminal or someone who has acted in a criminal way, and they have to have a reasonable suspicion
Mm-hmm.
to actually stop that person. They can't stop them because they think there's someone, unless that person has committed a crime.
Exactly.
If they don't even have a crime to attach to them as to why they stopped them, then everything that took place after that is completely illegal and wrong.
Mm-hmm.
His rights were violated. Let's start there.
Yeah. Yep.
His rights were violated. Anything less than saying that is moot.
Yeah. Exactly.
If his rights are violated, then we need to start there. And if his rights are violated, maybe that's the reason why we can't keep officers on the APD.
Mm-hmm.
Because they have the good old boy system, like Lieutenant Kenny Rachel, who got fired 3 different times, but he's the president of the police union.
Yep. Corruption at its best. Corruption at its best.
Maybe that's why our police chief is one of the policemen from the Ronald Green case.
Yeah.
From Louisiana Police Department.
Yep. Sure is.
And we all know what happened to Ronald Green. May you rest in peace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's our police chief now.
They tell her it's so similar what they telling this lady and what they tell Green's mother.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, they lie.
It's so similar.
It's got to be taken a little bit more. This all falls on Jock Roy. This is the mayor's fault, because as the reason why there is no information being put out is simply because he refuses to say anything. Since he wants to be the media czar for the city of Alexandria, and all things that come from the city as far as reports come and reporting to the media has to go through him, then it's 5 days later.
Yeah. And what they're going to say is the reason why they can't say anything because it's still an open investigation.
Then say that.
Yeah.
Get on the news and say that.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. And okay, so again, another thing just came to my mind. The police chief should have reached out to you, and so should the mayor.
Need to have.
They're not going to do that because that's the beginning of a mission of guilt.
Gotcha.
Yes.
And see, you're dealing with the good old boy system.
That
sister that you're talking to, she knows all about what goes down in New Iberia.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Yeah.
And so we know what goes down in New Iberia as well. And y'all police chief was a dirtbag as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
So at the end of the day, yeah, it's time that these people that get to hide behind other people, if the APD messes up, they get to hide behind Jock Roy.
Okay, so I just found out there's no booking information on your son.
Oh,
Here's
So
the
they
issue
got
with
him in
that.
handcuffs.
Here's the issue with what you're saying.
Okay.
The issue is, how can you hold somebody that you never booked? And how can you shoot somebody that you never arrested?
Yeah, she said there's no
So
booking.
they told me, the nurse told me that they're holding him in a hospital as like a John Doe, like he don't even exist, like he never even came to the hospital. So they're hiding his records.
Yeah.
that's right.
They're doing that. I'll tell you what they're doing. They're hoping that he recovers fast enough so they can expedite him back to New Iberia, and this story never makes it out.
Yeah. Yeah. So somebody checked and they said they went all the way back, and your son's not in our
So that means he
They
was
told me that. He told me that. He told me that.
placed
He told me
under
that would be right.
it shouldn't
He shouldn't
require
be.
a lawyer for him to speak to his mama.
That's right. And then on top of that,
That's
what is he handcuffed for?
Why is he handcuffed if he's not being detained?
And booked.
And why is he shot if he's not being booked?
Yeah.
So what was the real true purpose of them stopping and harassing that gentleman? I don't care about anything else outside of that whole interaction and how it all started. They did not know him until they got to the hospital. So it couldn't have been that they suspected him of a crime because he wasn't doing anything.
Yeah.
So what is for a reason? Go ahead, now. I'm sorry. I mean, he got stopped by the police down in the video.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I can tell you right up the street from that. That's where the Rapids Sheriff's Department murdered Derek Kidlin over tinted windows.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
That was a block away. You gonna get
Yeah, sure did.
You know,
Sure did.
He didn't have a gun.
And neither did Derek Kidlin.
Neither one of them.
Yeah. Yep. So said they're holding him to get their narrative, their story together. Okay. And then what they're going to say is he did something, but he's not booked. Because they should have booked him.
We don't have to argue that point.
Yeah.
Show us the dash cam footage.
Mm-hmm.
Show us the body cam footage.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna find out why y'all really pulled him over, why you really stopped that man, why you really violated his rights, and why you damn near murdered him.
Yep.
That's attempted murder, by the way.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
I'm thinking,
Yeah. Soon as
where
he,
it
yep.
was, that they have cameras.
I'm pretty sure that's followed by the Citgo.
No, it was
No.
over there at Dollar General, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. Sitco. That's where Sitco is. It's across the street.
It's a
Yeah, Citgo, yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So are they profiling people? Like, well,
That's what I was gonna say too.
Later at night, Dollar General was closed.
Yeah. So yeah, because that was after 10 o'clock Wednesday
So
night.
he was coming from the Citgo or going to the Citgo, whatever it was. He was going about his merry way.
Yeah.
That was.
I like to know why they shot him in the front instead of the back.
And it couldn't have been him running away, Miss Agnes.
No.
You don't shoot nobody in the front if they're running away from you.
That's
He
right.
wasn't running.
So he was facing them.
Yeah.
So,
He was facing them.
but they said it was a tussle.
That's why we need the body cam footage.
Exactly.
If you didn't suspect me of committing a crime, you shouldn't have stopped me.
And
if
then
you wouldn't have stopped me, that would have never been accessible.
yeah,
Exactly.
that's right.
And I have the right to defend myself from a legal arrest. I have the right to defend myself.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yep.
have the right to live. I have the right to kill you if you're trying to kill me, whether you got a badge on or not. See? So this is. And what you're gonna do, man, is what you can't listen to what people outside your business.
Yeah, they don't want. See, they don't like us. I told them we have a love-hate relationship with the city of Alexandria because we.
I don't know, you should see it. You sound like somebody else.
I understand.
Accountability.
Yeah.
And when you have the information and you know what you know, they can't stand that. They don't like anybody. Nobody black should be more intelligent than anybody white in Alexandria.
That's how it is. Yeah.
That's not allowed. So the fact that we all gather up and we all share information and we sit and confer with each other and we talk to each other and we share information and we come to conclusions that are general consensus. By law, without an articulated suspicion, they had no reason to engage.
So one of the young ladies that's in our group, her brother, his name was Robert Ricks. They killed him here too, right? So she was basically saying, she said, remember they had 3 different reports when they were trying to charge her brother. He was never booked. There's no record of him being booked at all. And he wound up dead.
They took the extra step and they literally put him in a cell.
Yeah, they
with no charges.
With no charges, sure did. He was supposed to be going to the hospital, and they wind up arresting him after.
They wound up putting him in jail.
In jail, and he died. Yeah.
With no charges.
With no charges.
And they killed him there.
Yeah.
So Alexandria has a sordid history of murdering.
Rapides Parish, not just Alexandria. Rapides Parish.
Well, there's not a lot of black people outside Alexandria in Rapides Parish.
That's true. There's not a large, what's the name? Yeah. Yeah. See, they want to, like you said, they want to ship him off, want to get him well and ship him off and think everybody's going to forget about it. But I think with you coming to ask the questions, it's going to be a whole nother ball game.
Exactly.
You don't need a law degree.
No.
You don't need any certification to ask them for the body cam footage.
That's right.
Everything that you need to know is in that body cam footage.
Yeah.
Anything that a judge would need to know is in that body cam footage. Anything any investigator would need to know. See, you know how you know it's dirty and crooked? Because the first thing they did was call the Louisiana State Police.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the first thing they did. Now, if the Louisiana State Police is involved and they're under investigation.
Yeah.
If they are involved and you don't have a report from them yet, come on, folks. Yeah.
Let me just share something with you guys. And I hate to even bring this up, but there was recently where a police officer was wounded and killed out here. He was from Lafayette Parish. And he was not murdered, I'm sorry. He was killed through friendly gunfire. I don't know if y'all heard about this story where an officer was killed. A young man was inside of a trailer and they went over there and I think they went to serve a warrant or something over there to the trailer or whatever. But the police started shooting so much at the trailer where the young man who was a black male in there, he wound up not even getting shot. But one of the officers was killed from one of the other officers.
Wow.
They charged this young man. They're charging him for that officer's murder.
Oh my God.
Yes, ma'am. They're charging him for that officer's murder. Even though there are people, and let me tell you something, it wasn't gonna come out. They gave this man this big funeral and they was publicizing this and that about the man's funeral and coming up about the officer. And then coming to find out, if it had not been for people out there with their phones that showed how the police department started shooting so wild and crazy, even though they had people outside, because the rain had started falling, the shooting just started going off. And so some people had their phones recording. And this officer wound up being shot and killed. And being shot and killed, they are charging this young black man, saying that he's the reason why the officer got killed.
No, he's not.
What?
Even though the autopsy report came back that he was killed by one of his own officers.
Wow.
See?
That's Louisiana. That's so Louisiana.
Yeah. So the black young man is going to get charged for his murder.
That's right. And there were two white people who were
Mhm,
in there with him at the time when all the shooting went on. And the white lady came on TV, her and the guy, and
mhm.
said that they had so much gunfire going through there, they had to get in a closet and hide because the police was shooting through the house so much. They
Wow.
got inside and they grabbed each other and hide
Wow.
because they said the gunfire just started coming from everywhere.
So let me ask you something. So did the young man have a gun? Was he shooting at them too?
He had a gun. I'm not sure if he shot back or if he even exchanged a fire, but they had so many bullets going inside the house to where,
They was trying to obliterate him. They wanted to make
yeah,
sure.
they got in a closet. The two white people got in a closet. They were friends of him. So
Mhm.
they were on the news, and when they did gave the, I don't know if the news was expecting them to say something different, but when they said what they said, they hurry up and removed that clip.
I'm not surprised. I am not surprised. That is
Yeah.
something they will do.
Because when I
Wow.
went back and looked for the clip to see what the little white guy and the little girl said about the black boy, which they were friends with, they was like the gunfire just started coming in the house. They never said that he started shooting out. They said that they asked him. The girl and the guy said they asked him to surrender because it was nowhere for him to go. That they want, they wanted him to surrender. And they said before you know it, the gunfire started coming in. So they got and he crept into a closet because gunshot was just going everywhere. And the people outside who were videoing saying that they've seen the police shooting too. They seen them shooting. They didn't know what was going on, but they know as the rain started, the police started shooting inside the trailer. And that cop got killed. And that officer that got killed, this they had to come back and say that it was behind friendly gunfire, is what they said.
Any gunfire.
Oh.
They about to do something. They about to jump to the anyway.
Yeah, it's something else is going on. Because they good at doing that.
One of their wives.
They're
Look, they're not going to shoot that gun because everybody got a line.
Yeah, that's
And
right.
before they shot, they know that it was. They
Yeah.
know he
Really
shot
shooting
that
at
gun. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they got the one where they're going to shoot. So what they going to say? Hey, look, wait, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
So no, and they want somebody to blame it on.
Yep. Yep. That's right.
And that's exactly what ended up happening. They
That's
killed
right.
him and they blamed it on somebody else.
That's right.
That's what I'm trying to say. That there's no real justice in Louisiana. This Louisiana is at the bottom of the education totem pole. It's the most corrupt politically. It's the most oppressed. Like it's everything about Louisiana, the way it's ran, the way it's operated, is totally against black folks.
Yeah.
And until we start sitting up there and getting rid of sellouts that are in these positions and start putting people in places that need to be put there, until we start making better decisions as far as getting out. And I know this ain't no time to talk about voting, but this is what affects. This is how voting affects it, because we don't have nobody to really go to and investigate this. Because if I'm not mistaken, the head of the LSP is appointed by the governor. Am I correct?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, and the head of the APD is appointed by the mayor, ain't he?
Yep. That's right.
Both of those people are elected officials. So, boom, there's your problem. If we had somebody that was just, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't have this. This wouldn't be a practice.
Nope.
But if this is the second police-involved shooting in the last 2 months in Alexandria.
You're right, Tavares.
Oh yeah, because they tried to sweep the thing at Academy Sporting Goods under the rug too.
They sure did. You haven't heard anything else about that.
And what makes it even worse is they had that story out a day later.
Yeah. Yep. I just sent you some information. Okay.
Okay.
Well, I sure do. My prayers are with the mother. I know that that getting justice in Alexandria is is difficult.
Yeah.
But, yeah, but I know that if you ask the right questions, they got to give you the right answer.
They'll give
if
you
they
that.
lie about it, then people, besides the people that they want to put in jail, other people go to jail.
Yeah, exactly. So this is an ongoing battle that we deal with all the time here. For some reason, there's so many injustices that happen in a small town like Alexandria. and they get away with it, get swept under the rug. They got judges in their pockets. They got the district attorney in their pocket. That's another person, the DA, Philip Terrell.
Now, ironically, I hate to keep saying ironically, the DA can't even come up with charges to put up on them. So that's letting you know that the DA don't want nothing to do with it. The DA don't want nothing to do with it. The APD don't want nothing to do with it because they're not pulling up charges on them. Nobody in Alexandria, as far as law enforcement, is trying to push any charges on them.
But I
so
bet
that
you,
automatically lets you know that they pulled him over improperly. They didn't have a legal right to detain that young man.
But I bet you they're gonna come up with something. How much you want to bet?
They can't come up with anything. It's all after the fact now. If they come up with something now, then it's a cover up.
Yeah, they waiting
because you still can't tell me what he was arrested for.
Yeah, you know he's waiting for Mark to tell them what to do. Mark Wood.
Yeah, because the detective never told me why they stopped my son. Never. He still haven't answered that yet. Why did y'all even stop him?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all didn't even know who he was. Why did the police officer even come in contact with him?
Yeah. Philip Terrell is our district attorney. That's another name I'm gonna give you. And what is the police chief name? What's that? Gremion?
Yeah.
Gremion. Yeah, that's
that's your go route. You call the council people, you get in contact with the police chief.
Yeah.
Because those council people are going to be able to communicate with the police chief.
But she said put pressure on Gremion and Terrell. Okay. Okay, can you give it to me? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm talking to somebody at the same time. Can I get it? I'm gonna give you this number too.
Okay.
And you follow that flagpole all the way up. And you're gonna get your answers. Oh, you
yes,
gonna
sir.
get
Oh, I will.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, sure did. That was. Well, you know why we had they had a town hall meeting. You know why? Because those people with this color, that's why. Yeah. That's right. A simple fight. Yep.
So to me, it seems like if the city council wants to do something about it, then they got to do something about it.
Yep.
Now they got their in route. Now they have every excuse, every reason to put pressure on that marriage administration to make some changes and to get some answers.
Yep.
Because you remember that the people over there in District 4 heard some gunshots and they stormed the police department.
Yep.
And demanded a meeting with the entire police department.
Sure did. They heard some and they
heard some gunshots. Nobody got shot.
Yep.
They got gunshots. The lady over there is named Cynthia Perry.
Her name is Cynthia Perry, the council person for that district.
That's the people in contact. So we'll get a list. Are you going to be done anytime soon with it, or do we need to add more people?
Tavares, you want me to? Okay, you trying to be
don't call me my first name. You don't need to know who I am.
That's Miss Johnson. That's my son. He remember I told you earlier about kids? No.
Thank you, Jesus. At least you got that type of son. Thank God.
Yep.
Yeah. Now, okay, so you know what the next step is.
Okay.
no justice, no peace.
Yeah.
And I know they don't want to see that happen.
Yeah. Okay. So I need what's Grimleon's first name? Is it Tom?
It's on the City Alexandria website.
Okay. So the police chief. Go ahead. Oh yeah, you got a police jury in that area. That's right. Hold up. That's right. Okay.
But the first things first, once you talk to them, tell them that tell them you're having a hard time getting hold of the body cam footage.
Do anybody have Perry's phone number?
It's on the website, baby. You got to get it from the website.
Okay.
I can pull it up for you.
Yes, please pull it up for me so I can get her number.
Oh, okay.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
all you had to do.
No, I shouldn't have to ask you for nothing. You running off at the mouth. You should be telling me
I was just trying to see your show.
Boy, woo! You so. That's right. Thank you.
Just has to stop.
Yep.
So you need to tell me, so none of the black council are talking about police shootings. It happened too damn much, Mr. Paul.
Yeah, I know.
Some thousand people in the city.
Sure do. Yep.
We shouldn't have no police shootings every 6 months. We got police shootings sometimes every other month.
Yep.
Yeah, we up there every other month now. Because remember, that's why police shooting.
Yep, that's true.
They all shooting up our communities. When they kill Jim, people leave, or they sound like 4th of July. We just need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Because it's too frequent in a small town circle.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
If they stress because they're not making no money on their job, and they got to figure out how they got to pay their bills, or we need to get them a raise, or get them off police force. But this is dumb.
Yeah. What's Villard first name? Jim. That's right, Jim.
Jim Villard. But he don't know. He can't find out it exists today.
Okay. I'm going to. Okay, so I got Cynthia, Jules Green, Jim Villard.
Randy Harris.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Randy Harris.
Yeah.
Because that was his.
Grimleon.
I got him.
Who else? Malcolm. Malcolm will jump in the mix.
Okay.
John, forgive me, we just had a problem like this the last time when Jeff Hall was mayor. We had a problem like this about Octavius Brown, about them not releasing the footage because the police were in the wrong.
Yep.
Yeah. It took a vote from the city council in order for that video to be, for that footage to be released. And then it wasn't even released because all they could do was view the video. They couldn't release the video to the public. I think I have it, but they were in the wrong there too.
Yeah.
I don't know if Alexandra, you think them people was pissed off about their utility bills?
Okay. Okay. So okay. These are your city councilmen at large.
And George Green will be the guy that'll get back to you.
Okay. Can Can somebody send me some numbers, please, if you don't mind?
I'm looking through the numbers on the City of Alexandria website, and they don't have any names next to the positions. And so it's kind of hard to actually find out where everything is.
That's sad.
The other website, City Council, they got their phone number right there. Okay. Okay.
Can you do that and send it to me, Tavares?
Yeah, we can have that on the before in the morning.
Okay, I'm sending her the names right now.
Yeah.
I'm sending you all the names in their positions right now. So
Appreciate it so
we
much.
got, oh, hold up. Let's see, I need to put somebody else on. Hey, what is the name of that News Channel 5 guy y'all be talking to?
Colin Verdros?
Yeah, I need his name too.
They did a small blurb on it. Very small. They did it on the day of. And the sellouts picked it up the day after. I chose that. I'm going to start sending you information.
Okay, hold up. One. Okay, and did I put Cynthia Perry on here? Make sure. Yeah, Cynthia Perry is for District 3. That's the area. Cynthia Perry is the city council person for that area where it happened at.
She's also the council president.
And she's the council president.
Okay.
All right, here you go.
3. Okay. Let's see. Who you got me?
Everybody.
Okay, so how do you spell that boy's last name? Vitro. How do you spell his last name?
My son?
No.
We can reach out to him on Facebook.
Okay, Vitros is how you say his name?
Yeah, Vidros.
Okay. Now he's going to be the Channel 5 reporter. We doing all this on live, so anybody want to say anything they can.
Yeah, and y'all that's listening out there, that's watching this episode, just remember that you're going to hear about this. This ain't the last time that you're going to hear about this.
Nope. Mm-mm. Okay, so
yeah. And there's other people that's been going through this type of stuff in the city. And we know that there's crooked officers on the police department. We need to find out who they are because they're a problem. They're the problem in our community.
It's just about every community. I don't understand how a police, I hate to say this, but that's why they have a lot of unsolved crimes, because people look at the police department as the enemy now. They don't look at people to protect and serve anymore.
That's
The police department it's like, people are looking at, they scared. How you expect a child to even say that I trust a cop? No, kids are saying that they don't trust the police anymore. That's the wrong way to even look at a police department or to look at a police. People are looking at it now. I have to protect myself from them.
That's right. That's how they're
You
looking at it.
understand? And especially our young kids that are coming up, our young sons. You have to protect yourself from them. If it's not police involved, officer involved shooting, when have you ever, and I hate to say it this way because I'm not a racial person, but when have you ever heard them ever saying where they shot an unarmed white male, and he was and it was not justified, or I don't hear those type of things, or this person was of another color, or and he was beat to death. I never hear that all the time. It's always, it shouldn't be a race thing all the time.
But
And it's sad.
We live in the deepest, reddest state in the United States. And unfortunately, what comes with that is we'll never have a black sheriff. We'll never have when we had a black chief police, this white mayor that we got, as soon as he came in, he replaced him with a white guy, and he went and got the bottom of the barrel for police chief people,
Mm-hmm.
which was an officer or a state policeman that was involved in the murder of Ronald Green.
But he got exonerated. That's why he.
Okay, he got exonerated, but those officers that were involved with the murder of Ronald Green all should have been in jail.
Yeah, yeah. Miss Piper, no, this was an APD officer who did this. It wasn't the state. This was an APD. I was answering a question that was put up there. Yeah, it was an APD officer who did it. Okay. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that's right.
Was he on patrol by himself?
We don't know.
See, don't nobody know
Did he
that.
have anybody with him? Do you know if that officer was it 2 or 1 officer by himself?
No information. So I don't know if he was by himself. I don't know if he had somebody
Fine.
with him. I had no idea.
And that's why you need to talk to the police chief to find
They
out
not
what.
giving me no information. The detective was like, they're in charge of the investigation. There's an investigation going on. So that's why I've been collaborating with him.
Okay. So I sent you. You got. Look, I sent you enough work.
Yes. I don't mind. I don't mind. I don't mind.
Say that again.
It sounds like the state troop might be trying to clean up their
Yeah, because of all the trouble they've been in.
She got something.
Yeah, she got
She
something.
got something.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a good thing.
yeah.
You know, when he said, "Oh, they didn't call you," he know the protocol was to call them, call
Yeah.
mama or somebody.
That's right.
For them.
Yeah, that's right.
So at least you got to give them a hope for them doing that right there.
Exactly.
Yeah, they wouldn't have told him.
Yeah, they wouldn't have told him anything.
See, and see, he gave you enough information to get you started.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
And I'm assuming the way, based on what you're saying, everybody's reaction was when you called up there, they were surprised you had the information, like you wasn't supposed to know anything.
Mm-hmm. That's right. That's right.
Exactly. The girl Brooke, I wrote her name down. She was like, "Oh, she told me he
Mhm.
gave you too much information."
Wow.
She said he's supposed to be up here non-existent.
Yeah, she
I was
was.
like, "What?"
Yeah, because he wasn't
So this
supposed
is what I told her. I said, "You need to give me something on my son." I said, because my son might have health issues. And that's
Yeah.
how I was able to make her talk a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Oh," I said, "because we have health issues in my family." I said, "And there's some things you need to know about my son."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what made her talk a little bit more. "Oh, well, the bullet wound went clean through," is what she told me. That was
Wow.
the abdomen. And he had to have some organs and some stuff repaired. And, that's what made her start talking.
He said he would have put God on the shelf and cussed her out. We got some clowns in our group. We got some clowns in our group.
Wait. That's your son?
No,
Tavares. I
that's
had to catch myself. I had a kumbaya moment. That's that old me. Because, baby, if them words can come, Lord have mercy. I would have took her out. She would have sworn I got a bullet came through that phone. When I would have finished with her. Baby. Y'all got a safe side of me right now. They had another side of me before.
Well, that's all right. That's good. You might let that other side out. It's all right. You have a right to that. Mm-hmm. She would never want to look. Every time she see your number on that phone, she'd hang it up. She would never answer.
Girl, I could see her looking at that phone number and saying, "That's Satan coming through the phone." Baby, what I would have gave that girl playing with me.
Exactly. Let me say this. A lot of people listen to this show, so they're probably gonna be somebody already prepped when you start doing those phone calls. Let me tell you what I'm telling. That a lot of people listen to this show. No.
Expectation of the information you can expect to get.
Yeah.
Because everything that we're saying is what they should be providing to you. If they provide you anything less than what we're saying, you should have.
Yep.
They don't have no arrest record on him because he was never put under arrest.
Yep.
So what was he shot for?
Yep. That's right.
See, like I said, I was only calling for information to see, my son's well-being. How was he? Yeah, I understand he's alive, but what is his condition? Can I talk to my son? Can I see my son? Okay, if you say no, I can't talk to him, then just give me his condition. Does he has a brain tumor? Is he in a coma? Is he? No, I can only tell you, excuse me, he's still alive and he's still in ICU. That is so wrong. Like, you
Yep.
could give me a little bit more, like I talked to the girl and she gave me a little bit more information, and I was pleased with the first day, her giving me the information, and I was okay, but I still needed to know, like, you're saying he's not talking, so is he alert? Is he up? Can he talk if he wanted to talk? Because I know my son, I know for sure if something happens with him, he's gonna say, call my mama. Somebody get in contact with my mama. You know what I'm saying? Just give it to my mom, and she's gonna take it from there. Just call my mama. And with her saying that, it kind of like bothered me a little bit. And I was like, wait a minute, I can't go to sleep on this. This is not enough for me. I need to know that my son was not physically beaten. I need to know that my son can talk, his jaw's not broken. I need to know if my son don't have more other broken bones in his body. You said a confrontation and he was shot twice. How is he a physical threat? What did my son do to this officer? The report said that it was no officer was harmed. So what kind of confrontation did they got into? The officer wasn't harmed. So like, what's really going on? That's the thing that bothered me, to see that the little report that they put, that no officer was harmed.
That little word.
So
That is a very interesting point, because if no officer was harmed, why is there a person harmed?
That's right. There you go. There you go.
If nobody was put in harm's way, why is he the only one shot?
yeah, so that, like I said, that was my main thing, and I was mainly concerned about, the fact that, is my son okay? Because you could be telling me that he's just alive, but what condition is he in? Nobody want to tell me what condition he's in. That's my main concern. I'm thanking God that he's alive, but what kind of condition is he in? And then when you tell me what kind of condition my son in, you let me know my son is alive, he's well. Then the next question comes is, what happened?
Yeah.
Why was my son shot?
Yeah.
You understand? What was the reason for you to shoot my son? What kind of harm or threat did he cause to you, or made you feel threatened, when you're the one that possesses a gun?
Yeah. You got the
And
gun.
why could you not taser him? You know,
Mhm.
to say stop him from whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
If he was running, how come he's not shot in the back of his leg?
They could have knocked him down,
How
like
come he's not shot in the back of his arm? How come he's not shot in the back? Period. If he was running, if he was running, why was he shot in the front?
Yeah. Because
If he was resisting arrest, what was he being arrested for?
Exactly. What was he being arrested for? Exactly. That's right. You're right.
These people train cities, police to citizens.
Yeah.
We really need to look at more training for these police.
That's right. Who quickly jump up in shooting people, just shooting them because you're scared. Because he could have did that at being scared.
Yeah.
If he was by himself.
Like Tommy, this guy, black man. No. See, that's more time, like, man, you didn't have to bother.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
That's a black man you didn't have to target. And then now what you saying that's borderline antagonizing black folks. You're going after people to try to see what they'll do.
And I don't know what the race of the officer was. The name, I can't get the name out right now, because it's not verified. We don't do that without verification. We don't know what the race of the officer is either.
At this point, as many sellouts as as many sellouts we didn't encounter, there's a lot of self-hating.
I know. I'm not disputing that at all. Definitely, you're correct.
There's a lot of relics with badges and guns, and relics was already dangerous enough with no badge and no gun. And you give a relics, a badge, and a gun, boy, you in trouble there.
Woo. Woo. Oh, Lord.
I'm sorry that happened, but it's just.
She's trying to come back in.
The way that, even at the top of the country, try to give these people immunity for anything that they do.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
And it's gonna, and some people gonna get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And some people gonna get hurt. I'll tell you why. If you do something wrong,
Mm-hmm.
injustice,
Mm-hmm.
to make me feel happy, to make me think I got equal.
Yep.
That's just why
I gotta get you. Look, I gotta get you.
You're a woman, so you're just a child.
But you guys, did you hear about the story? Did you hear about the story where they killed the young black girl and the father went and killed his child? Remember that? Did you hear that story?
So what's wrong with it?
There ain't nothing wrong with it. I mean, I'm not saying. I'm just saying he wound up. He went and killed the I know what it was, in a police shooting, and they wound up killing his daughter, and so he went and killed his daughter, the white cop's girl. Sure did. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They're trying to give people immunity.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No. The temperature in the room can't be like that anymore. The temperature is not there anymore. Yeah. We're not. No. Mm-mm. No. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. He got off. The reason why the father went after him was because he got off. He didn't. It was no call. It was considered a no wrongdoing. So he got off. So he said, "Okay, and she killed my family member. Okay," and that's what's going to start happening, especially now that they've already gotten rid of the database of all the bad cops. Now that they've gotten rid of that database, that actually what they don't realize is, because some people don't already seen that database, those cops are not safe. I'm just going to say it. Those cops are not safe at all. At all. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Dirty cops. Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. I have another meeting to get to, so I'm going to leave you guys, but I appreciate you bringing the story out to the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you all. Yes, for your time. I know you're an important person, and I know you got to. It's not necessarily that I'm important. I'm just trying to stay important.
It's not that he's important. He just needs to stay important. Okay, I got you.
The Blue Flame? That is strip club. Yes, sir.
Y'all crazy. Okay, Miss Johnson, I know she's trying to get back in here, but Miss Johnson, you know you got my phone number. You can call me if you need anything. If I have any more information to share with you, definitely tomorrow, when your mind is clear, go through that list of information that we gave you. And we're going to still be working on our end on this end too. But you have some things that you can do because we're just outsiders, quote unquote, and you're the mother. So it would definitely you'll get all the information probably quicker because they don't want to talk to us because we're gonna report it regardless.
And then, you know, people want to think that we were looking for Miss Johnson. You know,
Yeah, exactly. So it's best for her to show up and do her thing. And we can go from there. Believe me, Miss Johnson, we behind you on anything that you're doing. Okay. We just think that you being in the forefront because this is your son, it would be better off for you because they know we'll fight it from the back. We don't have no problem from back here. No, she's not because she's been through this. That's the whole thing with her brother. She's been through this already. She's been through dealing with all these different people and stuff, and she's probably dealt with the lies too to go along with it. So, but I want to thank Sister Khadijah for actually recommending her to talk to us, which is awesome. I got to call Sister Khadijah and tell her thank you for this because we wouldn't have had no connection. We just knew it happened. We didn't know the whole full story behind it. And it's good that we actually able to do this. So, and she will be coming back, you guys, soon as hopefully she gets some information. Hopefully she can get an attorney. Now, once the attorney comes into play, we probably are not going to be able to talk about it as much because the attorney's in play and we don't want to mess up the case. But we do have some other information that we wouldn't give him, but we can't share that with you guys right now. Because again, a lot of stuff, once she gets an attorney in play, we can't talk about it. It's not that we don't want to. We want to tell y'all everything, but we can't because it's confidentiality and we're just reporting some stuff. So we can't have that privilege, of being able to tell you guys everything. I'm hoping she can get the help she needs. I'm hoping that she can pick a day to come down and basically kind of, see what she could do on her end. But I would be contacting everybody. I would make all my phone calls first, get all that information. I'm just saying what I would do. And then I would be doing the walking. I would be doing some driving and walking. And like I said, when she comes down, that's a 2-hour drive. Everybody's not able to do 2-hour drives and do everything because everybody's not privileged. Like we can jump in a car and go anywhere. Everybody's not like that. Not to say that she's not, but it takes time, especially when you're that far away. People think 2 hours is not a long time, but it actually is when you're driving, especially if you're dealing with something like this. So if she can get as much done over the phone, then come see her baby, that's two different things. She's able to do that. But overall, hopefully she'll be able to do all things, and I hope they'll be able to answer her. Like I said before, she knows already that we're on her side, and we're going to make sure that her story keeps being in the forefront, like we always do. I think it's a crazy story, and I'm saying it's crazy because of what happened. But excuse me, now that it's here, we just got to deal with it from that standpoint. You guys, before we go, I need to share something with you guys because I want you guys to understand the importance of voting. Because something came across my let me see if I can find it. It came across my let's see. Let me make sure I put it in here. Came across my desk that I thought was very interesting. Oh, here it goes. Let me see if it'll let me play it. Okay, let's stop it. Okay, so I'm going to share this with you guys, and I just want you guys to listen. Here we go. Now, this is C.T. Vivian, who was an activist and a follower of Martin Luther King. He's talking to the sheriff of Dallas County. I'm thinking this is in Texas, and this was back in the day, the part of our history everybody wants to forget, okay, telling us to forget. So I want you guys to hear what he's saying.
Selma issue. It's not an Alabama issue. This is a national issue. Whenever anyone does not have the right to vote, then every man is hurt. I'm hurt because these people cannot register. You are the sheriff of this county because they're not registered. And that's one reason you don't want them to register, because you would no longer be able to use your brutality on them. You would no longer be able to keep people down. And you know they'd vote you out of office because you have not properly represented this office, especially as this true where Negroes are concerned. And all they're asking is to be in out of the rain. And what you want to do is stop them from even being in out of the rain. This is a means of harassment, and you know it.
The federal injunction provides the entrance around there.
All right. Now, the entrance of this courthouse, it did not specify a particular entrance.
It did.
And no, it did not. No, it does not. It does not. I've read it too. It does not specify, and you are breaking the injunction by not allowing these people to come inside this courthouse and wait.
Well,
this courthouse does not belong to Sheriff Clark. This courthouse belongs to the people of Dallas County, and these are the people of Dallas County, and they have come to register. And you know this within your own heart, Sheriff Clark. You're not as evil a man as you act. You know in your heart what is right. You just refuse to do it because you want these people behind you. But let me tell you,
the federal provides a procedure, and if you earnestly want to register to vote, you go around there.
That's right, and you closed the book from 12 to 2, even though
I have nothing to do with the book.
registrar has. Well, if you have nothing to do with the book, why don't you allow us to go?
Courthouse.
Let us go see the registrar then. If you have nothing to do with it, well, let us stand and wait until he comes. We're here on official business, and we have the right to wait until the registrar comes. And as sheriff of this county, if you're deeply concerned, you will go call the registrar rather than keep people from standing inside. What you're really trying to do is intimidate these people, and by making them stand in the rain, keep them from registering to vote. And this is the kind of violation of the Constitution, the violation of the court order, the violation of decent citizenship. You can turn your back on me, but you cannot turn your back upon the idea of justice. You can turn your back now and you can keep the club in your hand, but you cannot beat down justice. And we will register to vote because as citizens of these United States, we have the right to do it.
I'm looking down the line, seeing all the people who've been in jail for felonies. That's what I'm looking at.
Precisely right. And if they're not fit to vote, you'll be able to find that out. But you'll not know it until they're on the registrar. And many of those have a felony action because Sheriff Clark made them a felony action, not because they were rightfully misused. All right, here I am. I'm standing here. Now I have a right according to the Judge Thomas's order. I have a right according to Judge Thomas's order to be here. Come on, let us go. We have a right to be in this courtroom. We have a right to be in this courtroom. Come on, let's go. We have a right to be in this courtroom. This courtroom belongs to all the citizens
They're
of the
actually
county.
stopping them from
We
going
have a right to be
inside.
here. These people have a right to be in their county courthouse. They have a right to stand in out of the rain. If they were white citizens, you would not keep them from registering. If they were white citizens, you would not have them standing in the rain. You know this. The problem is the matter of your segregation policy. If it was anywhere else, this would be it. I'm a screwball for justice. I'm a screwball for the right for people to vote. And if this is the kind of screwball I am, this is the kind of screwball that America needs. The kind of screwballs that can get rid of Sheriff Clarks who beat people in the street and who keep people from registering to vote. The kind of screwball, if you will, that will get rid of the attempts you make to keep people from registering to vote. Your closing from 12 to 2 is a means of harassment, and you know this. And it is also in defiance of Federal Judge Thomas's order. And we want you to know, gentlemen, that every one of you, we know your badge numbers, we know your names, and town this side, everybody knows everybody, will be called into court because you have broken Judge Thomas's order. Now, you think this is not going to happen. But believe me, there were those that followed Hitler, like you blindly follow this Sheriff Clark, who didn't think their day would come. But they also were pulled into the courtrooms, and they were also given their death sentences. You're not this bad a racist, but you're racist in the same way that Hitler was a racist. And you're blindly following a man that's leading you down a road that's going to bring you into federal court. I'm telling you what happened. In Dearborn, Michigan, there was a mayor and a sheriff like this one that stood aside and watched people's houses rioted. And they, 2 years ago, now they are in federal court. And they are going to jail for 1.5 years to 2 years. Now, well, I am representing people in Dallas County, and I have that right to do so. Now, and as I represent them, and they can speak for themselves, is what I'm saying true? Is it what you think and what you believe? And are you from Dallas County? All right, so you see, what I'm saying is only as representative of the people that are here. And you know that the whole idea of closing this book from 12 to 2 is only a means whereby to harass people and to keep them from voting. But we want you to know that we will be here and we will continue to be here until we have that right to vote. For this is not a local problem, gentlemen. This is a national problem. You can't keep anyone in the United States from voting without hurting the rights of all other citizens. Democracy is built on this. This is why every man has the right to vote, regardless. And this is what we're trying to say to you, that these people have a right to stand inside this courthouse. If you had your basic civics courses, you would know this, gentlemen. You are standing in defiance of the federal court today. Now, maybe you like that. Maybe you like that. Gentlemen, we know your names, got your pictures. All we have to do is go to all the places, put them on the screen. We know you. And believe me, there will come the time, maybe 2 years from now, but they'll call your name in a federal court and say, well, you're in defiance of citizens' right to vote. And you're going to have to give it a second thought then. Here's your moment. These people are standing in the rain for the right to vote, and they're presenting their bodies to come to the registrar. And this is what Judge Parsana said. If you present your person, that no man can stop another man from presenting his person as a means of registering to vote. And you're breaking that order. Breaking that order, gentlemen. You may laugh at today because you don't know what else to do. You've got to laugh because you don't know what else to do. There was a day you would beat me instead of laugh, wouldn't it? There was a day you'd arrest everybody and say, well, we took care of that. But the day of your criminal activity is just about over, gentlemen, and you're going to have to provide by the means of law and order for everyone in this nation, whether you live in Selma, Alabama, or whether you live in San Francisco, California. It's a matter of having to abide by law and order. Now, you make all these statements about law and order, but you don't really believe it, do you, Joe? The only people who bring law and order to this county are the people standing right, because you don't believe in it. You really don't believe in it. Laugh, gentlemen, because you don't know what else to do. You don't believe in law and order. If you believed in it, you would not try trickery to harass people to keep them from voting. If you believed in law and order, you wouldn't have the cold jails and make people lay upon concrete in order to sleep when there are cots right outside. If you believed in law and order and human decency, you would not act as you do.
Okay. Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Oh, everybody gone. My whole team left me. Everybody left me. What happened? Look, what happened? What happened though? Hold up. Let me make them come back. They're gonna come back on here. Everybody left me. But so did you guys hear that whole interaction that took place? His name was C.T. Vivian. This happened in February of 1965. Hey, Miss Linda.
Yeah, that was very, very, very good. I tell you.
But do you see what he was saying? How
Yes, ma'am.
the sheriff, see y'all, that's why when we be talking about these sheriffs and these police chiefs and stuff, that was right on point. Exactly what's going on. So that was in 1965. Y'all, it ain't changed. I'm gonna act country. It ain't changed.
It ain't changed.
We dealing with it right now.
It sure was.
You dealing with it when y'all didn't know to go vote at Kinetics. Y'all went to the courthouse because nobody told y'all to go to Kinetics and vote.
And now they came up, and then they let him out. I'm sorry. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. So keep that in mind, y'all. Keep that in mind. And the ideal that because I don't consider him my what's the name? That's y'all's. Your president. If he thought he could go back to those days, voter suppression, and they stand up there laughing at him when they were violating, to show you how that's not far from what's going on now. How is it that your president is violating federal laws? He's violating federal laws in the same way that this guy was violating federal laws. And Judge Thomas was the judge that told him what he needed to do. And the law was already laid down, and he's refusing to do it. Same person.
We got a criminal making criminal decisions.
There you go. There we go. There we go. You see what I'm saying? So, let me see. So, what I'm saying is, don't think that was 65. My sister will be 59 because she was born in 65. She wasn't born yet because she wasn't born until July. But in 65, that's how long that was. How long ago that was. Less than 60 years ago.
I was 9 years old.
Mm-hmm. So think about that, y'all. And they still do it. They just find they're more sophisticated in how they do it nowadays. That's all. It's more sophisticated. They were told, yeah. And the way that they was very disrespectful to him, that's how they see us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's how they see us. They don't see us in a way that we deserve respect. They don't want us to be respected. And not only did they not move out the way, more cops. Did you see more cops came up there and stood to keep him from going through there?
Yeah. Look at here. And we ain't far from it. That's what's going on now.
Yep, what's going on now. That's exactly right.
This is 2025.
Mm-hmm. 65. That's right. You're right. So we're not far from that at all. We're not far from that. And them doing it. Look at Jackson, Mississippi. Let's talk about Jackson, Mississippi. Do you guys know in the city of Jackson, Mississippi, they have a whole nother court system inside of Jackson, Mississippi that only caters to white people? They have a whole court system inside of the court system of Jackson, Mississippi. When people holler that segregation is not, no, it's not going to happen. It's happening right now. That got put in place last year. If I'm not mistaken, I think that was done last year. They have a whole court system inside of the Jackson court system that only cater to white people. The judges are white, the lawyers are white, and anybody that comes see them is white. So no black can prosecute, no black lawyers can, nobody black. It's literally inside the city of Jackson. So don't get it twisted. Because we have not corrected racism, what do they say when you don't correct history? It's doomed to do what? Repeat itself.
Yeah.
It's doomed to repeat itself.
Mm-hmm.
So please, don't get it twisted. It can happen again if they want to. Now, they'll have a fight on their hands, but they'll do it. Okay? I think they'll have more resistance more resistance now than they did back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because our ancestors, our people were more patient to a certain extent. They weren't angry.
Right.
But you have a whole nother group of people that's not going to tolerate that at all. They're not going to go for people coming after them like that and calling them out their names and harassing them. They're not going to do that.
Now people sure need to be ready. I just want man, the way those people were in line going to Mr. Pork Steak. Like Ned said, it'd be nice if he was in line to go vote like that.
Exactly.
That's what you.
No. And it's just amazing that we pick and choose the things that we find comfortable to deal with. Everything else is because at the end of the day, everybody benefits from the warriors and the soldiers. Everybody benefits from that. The ones who go out on the front line and do the work. Everybody benefits from that.
Everybody benefits from it. You're right.
But nobody wants to fight. Nobody wants to get in the trenches. And then the people who are in the trenches, you'll complain that they ain't down in the trenches too far. You know, but you ain't gonna look, you ain't gonna turn around and help me out. So look, give me a break. But you complaining about I'm not in there deep enough.
Exactly. Wow.
Y'all, it's crazy. It's crazy. It is crazy how it is. And like, okay, for instance, let's talk a little bit, and we've had this conversation. We had this conversation with the group today. With these trail rides and these shootings, y'all, what are we doing? Can I ask that question? Can I ask that question? What are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Why can't we go somewhere and just have a good time and go home? Why is it that we having to bury people in the midst of having fun? What are we doing?
Black people killing black people. You're not killing the Klan. You're not going to see them. You say it's white people fault, but you sure ain't trying to shoot them.
Exactly.
You ain't going to none of their functions.
Now, just imagine, y'all were all crowded in one place. If they wanted to come through and assassinate everybody that was there, they could have done it.
You're so right.
They could have gotten us. If there was a militia group that was already ready, primed and ready, that would have been a perfect place for us to be.
Perfect. I'm telling you.
Sometimes, you guys, being in a crowd of people ain't the answer. It's not. It is one of the, well, that was a witness. That was one of the most dangerous places to be. And that was proven in negative. Sometimes
it used to be long ago. Yeah, you could go to Mahmoud years and years ago.
Now you can't. Nobody's shooting. Now you hear shooting all the time. So what I'm saying is, sometimes y'all have a good time at the house.
Yep.
Don't put yourself in a position where yep, you know exactly who's there, who's coming, what they wear, what their name is. Y'all, we got to stop this, especially now, especially when you got these Trump supporters who are ready. And see, you guys don't pay attention to a lot of things that's going on as far as not just the news, but commentary, podcasts. And you go in them comments, there is a lot of white folks ready to shoot. Let me say this again. There's a lot of white folks ready to shoot. And I'm not saying, okay, we're not ready. I'm just saying, at that trail ride, that would have been a perfect place. Because it was over, what, close to 1,000 people there?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness.
And if they wanted to round you up, they could have round you up, just like the cat. Sometimes, y'all, everything having fun, and sometimes it's not good to be in them places, y'all. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, oh, y'all just boring, y'all older, y'all don't want to go have no fun. Y'all gonna have to choose whether your life is worth you hanging out or being at home safe and knowing who's around you. Because all them people, you don't know all those people. We got to start thinking. This is not, I'm not saying don't live your life. Please don't get me wrong. But we got to be more smarter. We got to start using our intuition. We got to start using our discernment. Those are gifts we all have. You got to start using them. Now, remember the shooting that happened in New Orleans? And a young lady got killed, a young girl got killed. She was there because she was there in a place where she wasn't supposed to be because she told her mom she was going to be somewhere else. And now she's gone.
Right. Yeah, I know.
Remember that story? She's gone. She's gone. So we got to be much smarter. I know everybody wants to have a good time. I don't knock that, you guys. But we got to be much smarter. Too many people in one place is not safe. If you on top of people in a club, you need to get away. Remember that club where it caught on fire and it was so many people in there? Half those people died. I'm not putting, look, I don't want to sound like my husband. I'm not trying to sound negative, Nan. Sometimes we got to think before we put ourselves in positions where we don't have no control over. If you're in an environment like that, you don't have no control of that environment.
You don't. You really don't.
You know, innocent people die. I know you're saying, well, people can get in an accident every day. Yeah, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about us trying to have fun with a whole bunch of other people trying to have fun. It's not always good. It's not always conducive for us to be in those environments. Like I said, if somebody wanted to call the police, and if anybody out there in that crowd had warrants, think about it. They got y'all all in one area.
That sure is right.
If it was somebody who was an enemy of yours, y'all all in that one area. So why would you put yourself in that position? You know? Hello? Who was that?
Mr. T.
Oh, that was Mr. T. So I'm just saying we gotta think better. We gotta think clear. We gotta look at situations that are not conducive. Everybody wants to get out, want to put on their little shorts and their little tank tops and stuff and boots and what's it, boots on the ground and the fans and everybody. I'm not knocking having fun, but we got to be more careful, you guys. Because when I looked at the video with all them people in that one little place, y'all were perfect. What they call it, right for the picking. Because y'all were all in the exact same place. If something was to go down, none of y'all could. People were falling all over the place, trying to get away. Is it worth it? That's what I'm saying. Is it worth it? I don't think it's worth it. I want to feed tomorrow. I want to be here and play with my dogs. I'm older, so you wouldn't catch me at no trail ride with a bunch of young people anyway. Them people was too young. But it could happen to me anywhere. But you know what? I don't go that many places, so I don't have that problem. My partying day is over with. I've been retired from that. So I don't have a need to be out around. I don't have my anxiety gets out of hand when I'm around a lot of different energies for long periods of time. It used to didn't be like that, but as I got older, I can't do it. So I can't be around a whole, and especially compact, I have claustrophobia. So I can't have all them people crowding up on me and all that. Oh no, I can't do it. Not no more. Mm-mm. So what I'm saying is the way I am don't mean that's the way y'all are. So don't get it. I'm not trying to put y'all all in the same category. But I just can't. I saw all those people. I was like, ain't no way. And then I saw one where they were inside the rodeo. I don't know if it was a stadium or something, but they were inside. And the people were, spread out. They weren't on top of each other. They were dancing, having a good time. But they were inside something. They weren't on the outside, which is another. Well, even in an enclosure, they can get you there too. Um, I'm just saying, just be careful, you guys. Be careful when you're out and about having a good time. Don't get too drunk. Don't get too rowdy. Don't be ready to fight everybody, y'all. It's not necessary. It is not. All this violence, y'all, when they come after us, when the Klan decide to come after us, when militias decide to come after us, y'all better have that same energy. Let me say it like that. I hope y'all have the same energy y'all using to fight each other with. I hope y'all have that same energy for them. I really do. Yeah, I don't know what they fighting about. Why are y'all fighting each other so much? Women, men, why are y'all fighting each other so much? What is so bad that y'all gotta beat up on each other? Yeah. And it might be a possibility that we're just desensitized with violence. That's what I think. That it don't bother you. So you know what happens, y'all. We've become our slave masters, our oppressors. That's what we have become. And that is correct. Because you got to remember, they didn't mind hanging and lynching and cutting our bodies open and blowing your head off. Yeah, we picked up our oppressors' ways. It seems like that's what we doing now. Yeah, with no problem. With no problem at all. We don't mind fighting, and I just, it to me is exhausting. I don't know. I don't know. I tell you what, you got to come to my house to fight me, because I'm not about to go nowhere fight. One thing I learned when I was a little girl growing up in Albany, New York, in the projects, one thing you never did, you never go to somebody's house talking about fighting. Right. You never do. That was a rule. Because I guaranteed you, they're not the only ones you're going to fight that day. Mm-hmm. You're going to fight the whole family. So you never call yourself trying to fight somebody on their property. That's a dumb move. Really dumb move. I'm sorry. I'm saying this to say we need to stop the violence. We need to stop all this fight. Women, these young women, this generation, y'all got to figure out how y'all going to start dealing with your anger. I'm serious. Y'all gotta figure out how you guys are gonna deal with your anger. Because I know it's stressful. I was watching a video today, this young lady, she got 4 kids. And it was a Saturday. And she had her daughter dressed and ready to go to school. And she had a husband. She wasn't single. Nobody told her it was Saturday. And she had her daughter outside, fully dressed, with her backpack on. And she said she's so stressed and tired and overstimulated, mentally broken down. So I'm trying to figure out how y'all got time to party. Telling you. This young lady is saying she's having issues, but y'all out partying. I don't know. I don't know how you do that. And she was a younger lady too. I'll tell you, she probably in her 30s. Mm-hmm. With 4 kids. Now just imagine without a husband how she would have really felt. I'm just saying. Women, I know y'all go through a lot as women, trying to raise your family. And I know it's all right to kick your boots off every now and then, kick your boots up, put your heels up, whatever. But y'all got to think about where you're going, the safety of where you're going. You got to think about that. This weekend was a perfect place. If they wanted to do some warrants, they could have got somebody. If somebody was out there with some warrants, if somebody had some drugs out there, they had some weapons out there, whatever, they could have caught y'all. You got to be careful when y'all going out. Just be careful. That's all I want to tell you. Because they know we want to kill up a bunch of our own. That's right. They want to get rid of us. They want to get rid of us. That's right. They want to get rid of us. So we got to be careful out there. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Be safe. They want us to do. Be safe. Be safe. And make sure you're watching your surroundings, you guys. Watch your surroundings. And one more thing, and I'm going to say this, and I know everybody's not going to agree with me, but I watch a lot of stuff. I read a lot of stuff and I watch a lot of stuff. I want our young ladies to do this one thing. And I think I put a post up. You guys, when you guys get into these argument with these men, stop arguing with them. Because what's happening is a lot of our young girls, our young women, young and old, are coming up dead because of a disagreement they've had with either someone that they were dating or somebody that was trying to date them or a husband. Stop arguing with them. Stop egging them on. Let them say whatever they want to say. It's not you back. It's not about you backing down off of them. But if you already know he's violent, don't keep egging him on. Walk away. Be quiet for just a moment. Don't keep doing that, especially when you can't protect yourself, especially when you can't fight for yourself, and you know you have been where he's been violent towards you again before. Stop arguing with these men. And I'm not saying in a way, oh, you need to listen to what they... No, I'm saying just stop arguing with them. They always say a person who's crazy will argue with themselves, right? I mean, think about it. They'll argue with themselves. And I'm saying this in a sense for safety. Because men, if they're angry already and they in the past have been violent, they can still go from 0 to 100 just by certain things you say. Okay? Stop arguing with them. Because we want you to be here for your kids. We want you to be here for your family. A good argument, or, well, what you consider, I told him, stop that. Women, stop that. Young women, stop that. Stop that. Let him get whatever it is he want to get out and be quiet about it. I understand what you're saying. Oh, well, I can't be quiet. I got to tell him what, but no, baby. To see another day, yeah, you can. You can be disciplined enough to be quiet. You can do it. To see your babies again, you can do it. You can do it. And I'm saying this for women because I'm talking about something that I've seen, I've witnessed, I've been part of. We got to learn to stop arguing with them. We got to learn how to say, you know what? You can have it. And leave it alone. Let him argue. But don't be going back and forth because that's making him more angrier. And the more angrier he get, that's where he's going to take it to another level. And never say a man won't do it. Never. I don't care how nice he is. I don't care. He would never. Do not ever say what a man will do because you're not in his mind. I just want y'all to get to the point where the violence stops. And we want to see you again next day, the day after. We want to see you down through the years. You're getting older. Your kids getting older. But if you're not here, your kids have nobody. He's locked up or dead, and you're dead over an argument. If you don't want to be with him, and if it's your place, then let him go. Don't be arguing back and forth with him about him leaving. Let him go. Because if he really was for you, he'd get himself together and he'd come back. I'm just saying. We got to learn sometimes as us. Sometimes we got to look at ourselves and say, hey, you know what? It's me. Because remember, when you got your finger pointing at somebody, you got this finger and these 3 fingers point back at you. So all I'm saying is, if you can control some of the situations that you get yourself in, control them. That's all. That's all I can tell you. Okay. So I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us. Thank you for, I want to thank Miss Johnson for giving us her story, and we will be following up with that story, you guys.
That was good. We gotta keep up with her.
Yeah, definitely keep up with her for sure. And find out how everything is going. If she contacted, because we're gonna talk to people too. She's not doing it alone. We're gonna be talking to some people too. That's gonna help. You'll see where we can go with it. I wish Brian was here, y'all. Brian Coleman would definitely. I wish he was here with us, for sure. But we're gonna try to help her as much as we can, like we always do. I mean, we've been doing this for a while. Y'all already know our story. We've been cussed out, chased, threatened, the whole 9 yards. So just want to see justice. If it's something that went wrong, then it needs to be talked about. I want to thank each and every one of our panel. They are helping out. Like you guys didn't notice, but I was looking down at my phone. I was getting messages. People were giving me information. So yeah, we work this thing together. I want to thank my whole panel for everything they do. They're always on point. We always discuss things that need to be discussed before we come on the shows. We want to thank each and every one of our I don't call y'all followers. I don't like that word followers. Our students that come on the show and interact with us. Thank you guys. Thank you, Miss Piper. Thank you, Miss Lily. Thank you, Miss King. Thank you, Miss Lynn. Thank you, Mr. Turner. Thank you. Who else was on here with us? Mr. Tavares, Miss Agnes. Thank you guys all for helping us out over here. I got to get ready to do another show because I got to get this other show done. So I want to say thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back. And don't forget, you guys, I want you to check out the Sunny Munch store.etsy.com and order. Y'all, I even eat my own product. Yeah, I eat my own product. This was my lemon pepper kernel, shelled sunflower seed. Check it out, you guys. I'm getting my orders out. Now, let me tell you something real quick. I should have put it up there. So if you get the 4, because we sell them in 4 packs, right? For a limited time, we're adding an extra pack in the box for you. So instead of you just paying for 4, you'll get 4, but you'll get an extra pack to go with it. Okay, so you'll have a box of 5 instead of 4. Okay, and we're going to be doing that for a minute. This is barbecue. Barbecue is real good. My favorite is dill pickle. So we have dill pickle, we have lemon pepper, we have barbecue sauce, and we have sea salt. Okay, we have them shelled and unshelled, and they're called Sunny Munch sunflower seeds. Okay, y'all gonna hear enough of it. I'm gonna be driving you crazy. So definitely go to our website, order your I did some orders today. I just sent out some orders today. So definitely go on there. Let me know what you want. I'll put it together. Okay. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. You guys have a great evening, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hold up. I'm trying to get out of here. Wait. Hold up here.
I don't know where everybody went.
Yeah, everybody left. They just said, I'm out. Oh, I'm out of here.
Crunch so right, take a bite, feel the vibe. Sunny Munch got that taste you can't deny. Popping flavors, light and bold. Every seed's a story told. Sunny Munch, snack it up. Crunching all day, never get enough. Savory, salty, sweet delight. One more handful feels so right. Pocket size, keep 'em close, anytime snack. Road trip, game night, never looking back. Natural goodness, every seed. Sunny Munch is all you need. Sunny Munch, snack it up. Crunching all day, never get enough. Savory, salty, sweet delight. One more handful feels so right. Munch it, love it, pass it round. Sunny Munch, the best in town.